In today's update, we are talking about one of the biggest changes coming to Canadian immigration in 2026. Canada has confirmed that master's and PhD students will be exempt from the national study permit caps, starting in the 2026 academic year. This means universities will no longer struggle to admit qualified graduate students, and international applicants will not be blocked by provincial yearly limits. For thousands of students around the world, this policy is a major relief. Before we go into the details, let's understand where this came from. In 2024 and 2025, Canada introduced a strict study permit cap to reduce the pressure on housing, healthcare, and provincial systems. The cap mainly affected undergraduate and college-level programs. Unfortunately, this also created serious problems for universities and for Canada's long-term economic goals. Many universities saw their research programs affected. Funding dropped. Lab projects slowed down. Professors could not recruit enough research assistants or graduate support staff. International rankings were impacted. At the same time, Canada noticed something else. Countries like the United States, the United Kingdom, Australia, and Germany were opening their doors wider to graduate-level students. Canada did not want to fall behind in the global competition for talent. So the government decided to protect the most important category of students, those who contribute directly to research, innovation, and the future-skilled economy. This is why the 2026 exemption focuses specifically on master's and PhD programs. This update is especially important for anyone planning to apply for studies in 2026 or 2027. It gives more certainty, less competition for spots, and higher chances of approval. In the next 4 sections, I will explain what the exemption actually means, who qualifies, how processing will change, how this affects families, and what applicants should do right now to prepare. Let's continue. From 2026, master's and PhD applicants will be fully outside the national study permit cap. This means their applications will not count toward the total number of permits issued each year. In simple language, even if a province has already reached its limit for undergraduate students, it must still accept and process master's and PhD applications. This gives universities freedom. They can admit the number of graduate students they need without worrying about quota restrictions. It also ensures that Canada continues to attract researchers, scholars, and highly skilled talent. Now let's look at how this might change processing. Because graduate students are exempt from the cap, their files will likely move faster, with fewer delays caused by provincial letters of attestation. IRCC will no longer need to count these students toward the yearly maximum, which means a smoother and more predictable system. Another important point: the exemption is expected to apply only to legitimate academic graduate programs offered by recognized universities. This means public universities, research institutes, and some private universities with strong academic accreditation. Regular private colleges will not benefit from this exemption. Canada is making this distinction because the goal is to strengthen its research sector, not to increase low-skilled or non-academic intake. The government made it clear. Canada wants to attract people who can contribute to innovation, science, technology, education, healthcare, and economic growth. Graduate students are the engine of that growth. This policy also supports another long-term goal: building a stable and skilled population that can support Canada's aging workforce. In the next section, we will explore who qualifies and what you need to prepare. Let's break down who qualifies for the 2026 exemption. You qualify if you are accepted into a master's degree program, a PhD or doctoral program, in a designated learning institution. With a valid research or advanced academic component, Canada expects students to choose programs that fit their background. So your academic history must match your chosen field. Let's talk about documents. Even with the exemption, applicants will still need academic transcripts, degree certificates, a detailed statement of purpose, proof of funds, a well-organized CV, a clear explanation of your research or study interests, a strong reason why you must study in Canada, and evidence of ties to your home country. These documents will remain important because IRCC uses them to determine whether the applicant is genuine and capable. Another change is that graduate programs will likely issue more early offers, allowing students to apply for visas earlier than before. Processing times may improve because universities will have their own allocation for graduate students separate from the cap. For the applicant, this means less competition, fewer delays, lower refusal risks, higher chances of approval if documents are strong. But remember, the exemption does not remove the need for financial proof. Students must still show they can pay tuition, living expenses, and travel costs. Let's now move to one of the most important parts: how this affects spouses, children, and future immigration pathways. This exemption brings strong advantages for families. If you are a master's or PhD student starting in 2026, your spouse can continue applying for an open work permit. Your children can attend public school without additional restrictions. Graduate-level students are viewed as high priority in Canada because they help fill major labor shortages. Your spouse may find easier opportunities because many employers prefer families that plan to settle long-term. Now let's talk about PR. Master's and PhD graduates have one of the strongest pathways to permanent residence. They receive high CRS points for advanced education, Canadian study experience, potential Canadian work experience, age, language skills. PhD students even have a dedicated preference category and express entry. This means your long-term chances of PR increase significantly. Graduate students also benefit from longer post-graduation work permits, especially if the program is research-based or more than 1 year long. This work experience becomes the final step toward Canadian Experience Class PR or provincial nominee programs. In other words, this 2026 exemption is not just about studying, it is about building a full professional and immigration future. Now, let's move to the final section: what you should do right now. If you want to study in Canada in 2026 or 2027, this is the right time to prepare. Here are the steps. 1. Start researching universities today. Look for programs that match your academic background and your long-term career goals. Public universities are the safest option. 2. Prepare your academic documents early. Many universities open their applications 9 to 12 months before the program begins. A well-prepared student gets offers faster. 3. Start building your financial plan. Even though you are exempt from the cap, you must still show strong proof of funds. Start saving, gathering bank statements, or preparing sponsor documents. 4. Strengthen your statement of purpose. Explain clearly. Why Canada? Why this university? Why this program? And how it fits your career plan. 5. If married, plan your application as a family. You and your spouse should decide whether to apply together or separately. Many families choose to apply together for stability. 6. Stay updated with IRCC announcements. Canada may release additional clarifications before 2026. Changes may occur at the provincial level as well. 7. Apply early when admissions open. Early applicants always receive faster attention from universities and sometimes faster responses from IRCC. This 2026 exemption is a major opportunity for anyone dreaming of studying in Canada. It gives clarity, stability, and a strong future pathway. If you prepare well now, the next 2 years can transform your life. Thank you for staying with me through today's update. If you found this information helpful, remember to follow this channel for more verified Canadian immigration news. I post clear, accurate updates to guide you through every step of your study, work, and PR journey. If you have questions about your plans for 2026 or 2027, feel free to leave them in the comments. I read every message. Stay informed, stay prepared, and stay hopeful. I'll see you in the next update.